News 8 at 10 starts now.
Behind that badge was the woman of my dreams. A woman who could be treated and talked to in awful ways for 8 hours a day at work and could still come home and laugh and be so kind-hearted.
As strong as she was willing to fight, she loved her people even stronger.
I am honored and proud. Excuse me. To have had the opportunity to call you my partner and my best friend.
I was honored to work beside you, and I was honored to be your bonus mom.
An emotional farewell to Richmond police officer Sierra Burton. Burton was laid to rest today, nearly 6 weeks after she was shot in the line of duty.
A day-long memorial for Officer Burton began in Richmond and ended in Indianapolis, and that's where we find News 8's Adam Pinsker.
Hundreds of vehicles took part in the procession from Richmond, 70 miles into Indianapolis, to Crown Hill Cemetery, the final resting place for 28-year-old Richmond police officer Sierra Burton. With her canine partner leading the way, Richmond police officer Sierra Burton was laid to rest Monday evening in a section of Crown Hill Cemetery reserved for law enforcement officers who gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Very emotional right now. We just said goodbye to a fine, well-respected police officer.
Though she was only on the force for 40 years, Burton fulfilled a lifelong dream of becoming a police officer. She was admired for fighting to stay alive after being severely wounded in the line of duty August 10th. Burton lost that battle on September 18th.
You said that you were present at the prayer vigil. That was 2 days after Sierra was shot. I think you got to see firsthand what kind of a community that we had. I couldn't be prouder of the community support throughout this entire thing.
That support included law enforcement from around the country. Agencies from Ohio, Texas, New York, and Oregon were at the ceremony, along with the Elwood Police Department, which buried one of its own officers in the same cemetery last month from a line of duty death.
It's a great reminder that we are a nationwide family. We really are. We see officers from other jurisdictions. And
following the ceremony, a private burial was held for Sierra Burton with her family. Adam Pinsker, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
On August 10th, 2022, Richmond Police Department, K-9 Officer Sierra Burton answered her final call. After being shot in the line of duty on August 10th, 2022, and following an incredibly strong and valiant 39-day fight, K-9 Officer Sierra Burton succumbed to her injuries on September 18th, 2022. Scripture says in John 15:13, "Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends." K-9 Officer Burton demonstrated commitment, professionalism, and dedication every moment of every day, and proudly wore the badge as a warrior for her community. Thank you for your service, Sierra, your bravery, and your commitment to your department and your profession as a K-9 officer. She has gone home now for the final time. K-9 Officer Sierra Burton, K-9-2 of the Richmond Police Department, is 10:42.
An emotional final call for Officer Burton. It happened just outside the Richmond Police Department in front of Burton's patrol car. The procession then moved through Richmond and under a garrison flag, a 40-foot by 60-foot American flag.
And before the procession began, friends and family gathered to say a final farewell to Officer Sierra Burton.
News 8's Richard Essex has that report.
Officer Sierra Burton was living her best life. She was a week and a half from being married and working the job of her dreams. Fellow Richmond police officer Kiefer Uphouse described himself as one of Sierra's best friends on the department.
I am honored and proud to have had the opportunity to call you my partner and my best friend. I know that my son and fellow officers will forever have a guardian angel. Thank you for everything. I miss you. I love you, baby girl.
Sierra Burton was engaged to be married. Her fiancé, also named Sierra, could hardly believe the love of her life was gone. Though they spelled their first names differently, they shared the same middle name. Had they married, they would have both been Sierra Burton.
I remember standing in the kitchen with her at the beginning of our relationship and having a conversation with her discussing the dangers of her career. And she asked me if I was willing to accept that being with an officer. I told her I would completely support her in her career, but even in that moment, I still felt there's no way something like this could happen to such a wonderful human. Even standing here right now, it still isn't real. Behind that badge was the woman of my dreams. A woman who could be treated and talked to in awful ways for 8 hours a day at work and could still come home and laugh and be so kind-hearted.
In the days and weeks following the shooting that ultimately took her life, the acts of kindness towards Officer Burton and her department were plentiful. But it was a donation of $8 delivered in an old white envelope that touched the department the most.
They handed the envelope to the information officer, and on the envelope was written these 4 words: people from the street. The person explained that several of the homeless people from the city of Richmond had taken up a donation from the people that live on our streets here in Richmond, and they wanted to donate this to Sierra's family. Inside this tattered envelope was 8 $1 bills. There have been many valuable gifts given in honor of Sierra. However, none, and I mean none, are more valuable than the gift of 8 $1 bills in a dirty white envelope.
Very touching. And now the hard part comes for the department. Sierra Burton's family and her friends, the time in their life when they have to move on without her, the time for healing. To see the emotional 1042 call from today's procession, all you have to do is go to our website, grab your phone, scan that QR code on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, and that will take you to the As Seen On section on the top of the WishTV.com page.